As I was about to embark on the adventure that is college, like a lot of kids, though they were willing, my parents weren't able to finance my education, and I didn't know how to pay for it. My grades were great, and I was involved in everything I possibly could that would help me with scholarships. I knew there was a way, and after all of the scholarships and grants that I received, I learned that tuition was paid in full. This was wonderful, but I still had to figure out a way to pay for my room and board. I had no choice other than to accept the loans, both subsidized and not. What did that even mean? Upon graduation, I owed staggering amounts in student loans that I had to take out to cover my quote-unquote rent from my college days. Rent for a shared block dorm room, community bathrooms, coin laundry, loud neighbors and roommates who had the ability to bring anyone or anything into my home. After college, I went to work in the mission field in full-time ministry and later went into the classroom until coronavirus damaged my lungs and affected my overall health. Nearly 15 years of paying what I could afford, and I now owe more on those student loans than when I graduated due to high interest. I was never in a position to buy a home, so to this day I rent a home. I'm paying someone else's mortgage for a home in great need of repair. This may never change. My story is not unlike many others. After a quick Google search, I saw that in 50 years or so, average income has less than doubled, while the average cost of housing has more than quadrupled. Let that sink in. Now, this is not just story time. There's a reason for this video, and there's a reason that I have a little camper-looking thing wearing a graduation cap on this page. Meet the Incred-I-Box. It may not be the best solution for every person, but Incredible Tiny Homes offers this little home on wheels for an amazing price. We believe that this could be a life-changing, make that world-changing solution for college students everywhere. If you had told me that instead of the loans that may never get paid off, I could own this little wheeled box, I would have found a way. Instead of only half of a tiny little block dorm room and nothing to show for all of that money, I could have actually owned a home. A home that easily is double in size of the dorm I had. My own kitchen, my own bathroom, privacy, and to beat it all, I could keep it forever. I could have hooked the lightweight house to my heavy-duty Jeep that I had at the time and traveled the country. I could have moved it to the RV park at the mission I worked at after college. I could have lived in it, or I could have rented it out as an Airbnb for residual income, or if I so desired, I could have sold it for a huge chunk of change to start my life's journey. Ironically enough, what I paid or still owe for my room would have more than paid for this tiny home, plus furnishings, and still afforded all of the upgrade options. Exterior stucco flex paint, a hefty off-grid solar package, a composting toilet, and even a water catchment system. A completely self-contained and self-sustainable home. I certainly could have managed that loan, considering that I wouldn't have had housing expenses in addition to my student loans. I found that many colleges already offer RV hookups for students, and that is perfect for the Incred-I-Box. But even if your college isn't on that list, there's most likely an RV park nearby, and they usually offer monthly rent. Our hope for the future completely aligns with that of Incredible Tiny Homes. We want to see people obtain safe, flexible housing when and where needed without undertaking unrealistic debt. In fact, the owner of Incredible Tiny Homes, Randy Jones, implements a very sustainable business that has grown his entire county and is impressing folks not only statewide but across the nation. His desire to build such a sustainable business is motivated by a very emotional financial crisis that can and has happened to many of us. After building a business that was funded by loans, he lost everything except for his little old truck that the bank said wasn't worth enough for them to take, and a few tools that he ended up having to sell in order to get by and rebuild his whole life. He rebuilt a whole new business without taking out a single loan. Now he has an entire tiny home factory that offers various tiny home models. But we believe that the 8x16 Incred-I-Box offers wonderful and sustainable features and is particularly ideal for a single person or a cozy couple. With a little bit of personalization, this deemed DIY box becomes a stunning home. Links to join the Incred-I-Box family now are below, but don't forget, there's a limited time offer. If you use the code 0136, you'll save $500. Thanks for listening. I look forward to hearing from you.